Do you foresee a lot of that in yourself, challenging convention?
I guess I just think the way that you guys do everything is so dull, and there's got to be a better way, and I don't see anyone else asking that question.
I agree. I agree with you. Look, most people never get the opportunity to challenge convention. You are a princess. You actually have an opportunity to make some real changes, make things different if you want to. You don't think the commoners out in the field or the minor barons and countesses wouldn't love to see things change? Of course they would. And actually, if I'm being honest, even princesses have the way to tradition. You see, he looks up and sees on the words underneath your crest, "In sweetness there is strength." See, he looks up at it and goes, "What do you think about your house words? Is that a tradition worth keeping?"
Well, I certainly think that there's moments that sweetness is strength, but I also think that sweetness can be weakness, and it is very important to probe the difference between the two.
See, his eyes sort of widen for a second. He goes, "I knew a lot of very sweet people in the war who died. And I knew a lot of very strong people who lived. And the strong people were often not very sweet. I look forward to a long reign of many interrogations to come." Howdy! He leaps forward, and you're back running through the alleys. And off in the distance, you hear the noise of tolling bells from the cathedral, where Manta Ray Jack is still in a cell, and the bodies of Preston and Lepan lie on the floor of the cathedral. And Theo, I think the last thing as you're running is you feel the last little vestiges of that fly spell wear off. You guys turn the corner and start approaching the alley. You almost can't run anymore. You'll get levels of exhaustion and stuff. As you run, you're about to turn the corner and you see something, as you've been running, you've been trying to keep your equipment and stuff, and something falls out of your pocket, Ruby, and begins to fly away on the wind.
What is it?
It's a little piece of paper that says Lepan on it with the words "For Candia" underneath it.
I try and grab it. Can I use my mage hand?
Actually, you have mage hand. Yeah, you see the reflection in the window of the spirit of Lazuli moving. And the little scroll, "For Candia."
I feel so profoundly guilty about his death because we were so horrible to him. And in fact, he was a good man and with a good heart who sacrificed himself so that we could live. And if only we'd listened to him more. Just because he was boring doesn't mean he wasn't right.
Fuck him. Ugh. I think Liam is dealing with anger and stuff, so he can't. All he's replaying is the moment where he sent Preston down to give advantage, and I think Brennan's Liam is Liam's not in a good place right now.
For the record, Liam has transitioned to being a Gloomstalker Ranger for all our mechanics heads out there. And I think that is happening. Gloomstalker is an apt name.
Yeah.
Liam's goth now.
I think Liam is intermittently crying that kind of cry where all your muscles in your arms flex and catching himself and just trying to like keep up with the group. And
Little tear tracks do the barber pole red and white down Liam's cheeks. You guys walk, you have the page still in your hand, and you turn the corner, and you see a bleary-eyed, hallucinating Thaddeus wobbling with some servants around him that are like trying to hold him up from collapsing. He's partially disrobed, and you see he looks up and says, "Hello, hello, hello. It seems that, well, you brought your whole family."
I take a little too long to compose myself. I take a little blood and smear it across my lips like lipstick. And then, Thaddeus, my love, I need you now more than ever. But first, lend me your carriage.
Ah, very well. I shall lend you my carriage for us to bond. I've been at work for a few days.
Yes, otherwise you wouldn't say that in front of all
Point
of
me in the direction of your carriage.
Shouldn't I come too if we are to make out and stuff?
Just follow behind.
Okay. Hello, King Emitar. I want to bang your daughter and then marry her.
Please, Thad, just point me in the direction of your carriage.
Okay. With my hand.
can I punch Thad so hard his pit flies out and say, "We need the carriage now"?
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Holy shit.
An attack roll?
Do not
an attack
defend him.
Not 20!
What?
It rolled forever! Not fucking 20! I think this is a new Liam, baby. Wake up. He's violent. He is not okay. He had one friend. That friend got slit in half by a carrot priest. I need...
Liam, you guys have not been like checking in with Liam on the run. Liam is on death's door. Like, how many hit points do you have left?
5.
He walks up and immediately not just fucking whoa. Thaddeus is
Liam.
out. It's not clear. Thaddeus is
I
definitely
critted on
unconscious.
Thaddeus.
Definitely unconscious. Maybe dead.
Do I see his carriage anywhere?
Well, his servants both scream, and you see that.
You speak a word of this and you die.
Go ahead and make an intimidate check with advantage.
Okay.
Is that?
I was gonna give her the help.
Oh, go for the help action. Yeah.
I got
Call it DC 15.
I got 18.
The servants and the one man-at-arms that's there, like this little like avocado soldier goes, "Sacre bleu!" They turn and just run away.
Wait, hang on. I would like to cast sleep on them.
Oh, go ahead and roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll
It's
your
5d8,
5d8.
right?
Yeah, between them they don't have. Between them they only have 18 hit points. You just got to roll 18 or higher.
Yeah, I
got
for
it.
sure do that.
They're toast. They all fall asleep.
Okay, so what I would like to do is cast Disguise Self on myself. So I look like Thad.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Great. So, and I also cast Prestidigitation so that I smell of avocado, like slightly now overripe avocado.
Amazing. You walk out with this candy and entourage.
I guess I put my arm around Thad and act like we're a couple. Thad, that's so funny. I just love you.
I love you too.
You walk
Honestly,
around.
you're a better Thad than Thad was.
You walk in the corner. You see about 3 more soldiers. I mean, he was not a major lord or anything. So you see there's 3 more soldiers and some more servants. Go ahead and make a deception check with advantage.
Great. Oh yeah, baby, that's a 23.
Cool. You walk up and say, my good lord, that is, I see that the princess Jet of the House of Rocks has met you.
That is right. I am off to my carriage so that we can burn.
This all checks out.
They're going to get married, and we're going to witness the wedding.
Yes, they have my
Really?
blessing.
To the carriage.
Wow, this is huge. The dad is here.
Yes, we must go to speed before
gonna-
anybody changes their mind.
Very well, to the Cathedral of Santa Rugula.
No.
This is
No,
gonna
we are going back.
be, this is a beach wedding.
Honestly,
Yes, we are. What's a beach wedding?
I'm pregnant. It's a shotgun wedding.
Yes,
Put me in the
Holy crap!
carriage.
Yeah.
I was in that alley 3 minutes ago. You already know you are pregnant?
I am very
I am with little Thad.
Honestly, very disappointing, my lord.
Ah, thank you. Tell everybody how quick I am, and my dick is very small.
All right. Well, it has been known in our lands for some time.
Anyway, we must run to the carriage. Don't tell anybody. I don't want my parents to know.
Okay, I don't get it, but there's not my place to ask. You see that you all pile into this avocado carriage and take off down the street.
Fucking well done.
You all laughed when I suggested this, but did it not work so far?
Okay, so just you Candians are in the back of this carriage because there's not enough space for anyone else because Amethar takes up like half the carriage.
Yeah, I feel like I'm steering the carriage
you're in
because I am disguised.
Okay, so you have one. The rest are behind you, keeping up. There's one avocado soldier on your left and one man at arms, or one servant on your right.
Yeah. Clear the roads. Make sure they're clear for us.
Okay, awesome. Where?
I don't speak Vegetarian also.
Oh, well, do you speak Fructurano?
I do speak
which is-
Fructurano.
And avocados.
Oh, he's a fruit.
He's a fruit.
Great,
He's from
I
a
speak
border
I
county.
speak vegetarian. I can feed you a couple words.
Great.
Okay, awesome. You guys head out. They start clearing the road. You see that the people start saying, "Clear the way for Lord Strongpit and his soon-to-be."
It's a secret.
Oh,
It's a shotgun wedding. Shush.
Okay, very
Read the rules. It's sexy.
Very cool, very sexy,
It's sexy.
very cool. Okay, we are going to surprise everybody. Make way for just the Lord Strongpit.
It's me. I have a tiny penis.
The Lord has a tiny little dick. Make way. Cool. So this happens. And where? So here's the question: what road are you guys taking?
I mean, I feel like we should get out of the city and then get off the roads, right?
That feels right.
I think so too.
Because I feel like if we travel along the roads, that's where they'll be looking for us.
Well, I
Liam is
can-
such a good.
I can cast Pass Without a Trace on our whole party. And
Right, but if we're
carriage
on
and
the
stuff.
road, they'll be looking for us.
yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe we need
we
to.
can like travel adjacent to the road, but we should like
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
take.
once we
take
get out of the
road.
city, we should abandon
Take
the
the road for a little bit,
carriage.
and then-
Disguise self only lasts for 1 hour anyway.
So why don't we ride for an hour,
Great.
Yeah.
just
Great.
out of the city?
Awesome, great. Which direction are you guys going to go?
Great question.
Fuck, I feel like everybody's
do we go
against us.
to? Do we go to your uncle?
I mean,
my lord.
at this point, we need allies and friends. And the only place we know those things exist are home.
How do you feel about that, Prince Liam?
I think that sounds great. Can I roll a stealth check so I can cry by myself hidden somewhere in this carriage?
Yeah, absolutely.
3.
You loudly, you like just.
I think that sounds great.
I think I say this not looking at Liam at all. I say this to everyone else. Just so everyone knows, nothing that happened back there is anyone's fault. The Pan was a good bunny. He made his decisions. I misjudged him. He was a great person and he saved us all. But he made that choice and you two saved your father. I have to be honest, I didn't think King Amethar was going to make it out of there. And I fear my pragmatism might sometimes just be pessimism, and you've given me something to think about.
There was part of me that wonders if King Amethar didn't want to make it out of there.
You asking me that?
In a roundabout way, yeah.
Well, roundabout way, I'll tell you that when you find out that you've put everyone you love, your entire country, your friends, in a place of danger, maybe, yes. Maybe I thought that the 5 of you might be able to escape and define a future for Candia that I could not ruin.
But you realize that you're the reason we escaped.
Well, at some point, it was clear to me that I had to help.
I'm glad you made the decision you made. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Yak returns to you. I'm gonna make a luck check now. I'm gonna do it in front of the board.
Sweet.
For it.
I love that.
Not Box of Doom.
No
In
cheating.
front of the board.
In front of the board, not Box of Doom. We're just gonna do it right here. We'll catch it.
Map roll.
Little map.
Classic map roll.
Yikes. Okay, I'll take that back.
Lucky 6, isn't that what they said?
Yeah, lucky,
Yeah, lucky
six.
number 6.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Is
6 is good.
Yeah. Get your kicks.
You guys are up near the Great Pyramid of Food, which is in the very middle of this. I mean, that's where Thaddeus was waiting near, because that's where the banquet and everything was. There's a lot of city in between you guys and any edge of the city. On a roll of 6, which is not a natural 1, what you guys see is what you ran uphill away from the Cathedral of St. Arugula, which is farther down in the city. The Glucian Road, so the road leading east from Comida that eventually goes back up to Castle Candy, right? You already see Yak saw Imperial banners there of like the army moving on that road already. It looks like they went straight there. In other words, it looks like they assumed you guys would make a break for it rather than go deeper into the city. So going for Thad is actually something that saved you, because they got word fast through some kind of courier or like a beacon system or shining a mirror across the city or something to the edges of the city. Comida is too huge of a, it's not a walled city. It's not like that. But there are garrisons and things out in the countryside. So it's not this thing of like close hemmed in walls and then freedom, but rather just like so many Imperial troops, so many places. To the direct north, so the shortest route to Candia
probably doesn't have as many Imperial troops in it, but you also know that part of the reason that Comida is the capital is that it's right next to the lands of Lord Uvano. So the lands immediately to the north of you are now directly inherited by Plumbaline. So any place that you go north of here is going to have people that are loyal first and foremost to her. The places Yak saw, and again, this is on a 6, the places that Yak saw that were the least populated by threat were the road going south to Bright Garden, towards the capital of to the holy seat of the Bulbian Church. And then there's no highway going there, but
Greenhold?
Greenhold is way to the east. Bright Garden is the seat of the Pontifex. So the most potential for finding and capture waits on the Glucian Road or going deeper into Fructera. The paths that are the safest to travel right now, theoretic, according to what Yak saw of the movements of these like imperial banners and standards, would be the road to Bright Garden. Other than that, it looks like they're going to the edges of Comida, but not policing the harbor. There are no troops moving into the water or into the harbor.
We did tell Cal to get a boat ready in case.
Although if we went to Bright Garden, we could assassinate the Pontifex.
I don't think
The
as
Pontifex
much.
is here. We were waiting.
I think we
She
should.
probably goes home.
I think we should make sure.
I mean,
Candia
I'm
doesn't
driving
fall
the car,
apart.
so I'm not even.
I'm worried about everyone at home who doesn't know that they are currently at war. So, if you want Jet to
I'll
go,
follow a dangerous road.
I think perhaps we can get there by sea. I think our choices are either south to Bright Garden or through the sea.
I've never been.
Liam, Jet, do you have an opinion?
For me, the Pontifex is merely a side effect of the bulb itself. So, my enemy is everywhere.
dope.
My God.
I agree. My enemies are everywhere.
I see this and then I start to cry also.
Theo starts to cry a little bit too. Everyone keep it together, okay?
I fucking hate the bulb.
Relax. I was so mean to him. I was so mean to him, and he was a better Kingsguard than I was. My God.
The band deserved a greater death.
He did. Stupid fucking carrot.
Fuck that carrot.
Fucking carrot killed a rabbit.
Fuck that bulb.
Kill the carrot.
All right. I do think that as much as we all want revenge, Candia comes first.
I got a lot of aggression out of myself by pretty much killing that avocado. So
Liam,
I'm good to
that was
go.
Yeah, I thought you were a
insane.
seed guy.
I thought you're
I think I might be a war guy
You're about
now.
to become a war guy.
He starts crying and
This is
repeating,
where
"I'm a war guy." He's just bawling and stuck in a repetitive lock of saying, "I'm a war guy."
The harbor.
I'm actually gonna roll real quick in front of the board. I'll tell you what I'm rolling in a second. 2, 9,
These are
13.
death saves for Thad, aren't they?
15. 2 successes, 2 failures.
Dad lives.
Dad lives.
And live.
I feel I know that a lot of you judge a lot of the things I've said and done, but the way I treated Thad is probably what my greatest regret so far in life.
Oh, I was actually going to say, I thought you were about to say it was the most appropriate, and I was going to agree with you, but
Nah, I think I worked out my own shit on him.
yeah. I mean, I guess I am glad he didn't, stay in that alley for 2 days to get punched so hard he died. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Oh, that was a what blow? Lethal blow?
Yeah, killing blow.
Killing blow.
But he
I just look
lived.
at my hands.
He lived.
I guess we can. Oh, you know what? I'll send a message to Ruby and ask her to weigh in. Princess Ruby, we're considering, and I still refer to everybody by their titles because in Theo's mind, everything's the same.
I would prefer if you called me Bastard Jet from now on.
As you wish.
As I
Your Highness.
say that, I reveal a tattoo, Bastard Jet.
That's up your arm. That's such a long tattoo to go
She commanded me to use a cantrip to do that.
vertical.
I sent a message to Ruby and just to ask if she'd be okay with going through the harbor.
If we go through the harbour, we'd have to pass the Yogurt Shoals, and that's where Lord Blur is from.
I think we have enemies everywhere.
Well, who do we want to alert first, the castle or go up to the Great Stone Candy Mountains and get allies?
As Liam mentions that, traveling from Castle Candy to Comida by the Sucrosi and then Glushan Road, or going north through the Great Stone Candy Mountains and then traveling by sea is about an equal amount of time. But if you're just going to the Great Stone Candy Mountains, it's actually faster to go by sea.
Then let's go by sea.
I want to go by sea.
Yeah.
These are very, very sad times. I think we owe a fun boat ride. I think we deserve a
I
fun
think
boat
that's a
ride.
bad reason to go by sea, but.
Hey, I got us the fuck out of here.
Actually, I just remembered we might not be able to go by sea because Preston gets seasick. I grab my bedroll and I cut it in half so it's Preston's size, and I'm just holding my bedroll.
Liam,
Where are you gonna sleep?
Would you like to hold Sprinkle?
And I hold you. I said sprinkle down on a chair and I just hold you.
All right, docks it is.
To the docks, clear the road.
As I'm going to the docks for a beach wedding.
Going to the docks for a beach wedding.
This all adds up.
I'm pregnant.
You guys take your carriage down to the harbor. You see tons of ships here. There's fruit ships, mostly obviously dairy ships, because the dairy sailors are sort of in every port in the world. What are you guys looking for or doing as you arrive here at the harbor? You probably have about 15 minutes left in this disguise self.
We have any friends out here?
I say we just hijack a ship, but except what is it called when you hijack something but no one
Piracy.
gets hurt? When you
I
steal it.
I honestly
Grand
have
Theft
no
Boat.
idea. People always get hurt when I try and steal
What
stuff.
time of day is it right now?
Like
Morning.
full midday.
It's like-
Okay.
it's like-
Let's find a cruise ship.
There's no,
no,
such thing as
we-
cruise ships. It's
we
the
need a
medieval
small
period.
boat.
Yeah, we need a small boat.
I feel like we milk this disguise for as long as we can and then pass without trace.
What if we find some unsavory types that we can just pay?
Yeah, let's do that. Do you have money?
I mean,
Mercy.
Not really.
not a,
Do you have money, Theo?
Would we have any money on us?
I mean,
I don't have any
What does
money.
it say? You guys would have candy and sweet farthings. What does it say you
I
have on
have
your character sheet?
10 of
I have
whatever the
12,
equivalent-
25.
I have nothing.
To charter a ship for voyage, the issue is you guys don't carry money on you. That stuff gets taken care of.
Okay.
You know,
I have a skill I can try and trade for passage.
Okay. Well,
Don't.
No, it's not that.
oh, gee, okay.
I have an alchemist.
Don't
kit.
just start that now. That's something you need to spend a few
Immediately.
months thinking about.
Legitimate.
I'm not a
selling
prince
your
like
body.
you, okay? I'm a bastard. I need to do what
You
I
are.
can to get
You're
by.
so close in line to the throne now. It's just between you and your shitty brothers.
What is can we do perception
Yeah, can we
checks?
see
Yeah.
like who's around?
yeah.
I would
Anyone
like to
here,
do
give me
that.
a perception check who wants to.
Can I do mine with?
I'm also going to say
help of-
something right now, which is just to. I know that we're all candy and food people, but given how brutal I have been about like rules this season, I am going to say, does anyone here have proficiency with water vehicles?
Why would we have that?
Well,
I have
do you
tarot
even have
cards.
I can cook.
cool. So I'm just going to say right now,
We can't just steal a boat.
Stealing a boat would keep you alive long enough for the first storm where you would all die.
Great.
It just like in real life, if a bunch of people looked at a sailing ship and were like, "Let's do it," and then blam.
Okay, great. Can I do it with advantage with Yak's help?
Yes, you can.
Great.
16.
4.
Oh God, even with advantage,
21.
21.
I got a 7.
For what? Perception?
Yeah.
Rough. This box is cursed. I'm not using it anymore.
I don't
14.
use it either.
Okay.
16 and 21 are beat the DC. So I think Amithar and Theo, you guys see a lot of merchant vessels here, a ton of Imperial ships over in one section of the harbor. You see flags of House Cheddar and the Dairy Islands. You see that the Colby is still there, which is Annabelle's ship. You see a little ways away from that are some other Cheddar ships and some ships of various like vassal houses of House Cheddar, House Blue among them. But you see the only ship here is the Colby, because you guys have either spent time, that was, Annabelle inherited that ship from her father. You've both been on the Colby before.
I gave her the boon,
But she used it
and she used it.
to get a religious
Screw
person
us.
into
The church. Or into
a marriage with Gold Bottle.
But I'm saying I still had a truce with her that.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
I don't-
Theobald also made a fool of himself the last time. Don't you remember?
I didn't,
Was she there in the church? She wasn't, was she?
No,
In
she
the
was
future?
there when the last time I saw Gustav.
and I questioned her, and she was quite sassy with me, and
Okay, she wasn't sassy.
she was a bit sassy. Liam, you were there.
Yeah, I was there. I'll talk to her, fine. Can I try to find her? Can I try to find her?
Okay, so you have about 10 minutes left on this disguise self. You're still in the carriage, kind of like going past the harbor. Do you want you're running out of time on this
Yeah.
spell. So the Colby is there. Also, you got a 21? You got 21?
Yeah.
Sprinkle goes, and you see that there are little like white and yellow and blue banners, and or white and orange and blue banners, and there's some little confetti there going up, and you see Stilton and Primsy being wed on the deck of the ship, and it's a captain's wedding by Annabelle.
I could crash a wedding.
We should sneak.
I could crash a wedding.
I cast Pass Without a Trace on
That
all
is
of us.
Yeah, can we get it? Can we sneak stow away?
Oh shit! You guys want to stow away?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Are they leaving?
Well, you don't know. Give me a. What's the check that I want here? Give me an insight check. Give me an insight check.
11.
22.
22. Theo, as the one like working class guy here, you notice the last couple boxes being moved from the dock up onto the ship. So they're it looks like they're preparing to cast off.
Yeah, if there was ever a time for us to board a ship.
Does it
now
seem like Primsy and Stilton are going to get off, or are they?
Yeah, do you think that the first time will be any good?
And you think they're gonna?
Liam, you're paying.
Do you think they're gonna get off?
Yeah, can we make
do you
insight
think-
checks for if they're
Can
gonna?
I make insight with advantage
Are they gonna
if
fuck us
Primsy
the
will
first
come?
Okay, I think we're gonna.
I think we're gonna. Yeah. Are there any servants or anything?
Yeah. Well, you got a high roll on that. So you see a worried-looking Sir Morris Bree, who is now.
He's the buddy of.
The buddy, the old Amber's old buddy, who is like looking around kind of worried on the dock. He's looking around, he's asking some stuff to some of the sailors here.
Just looking for Manta Ray Jack.
You see, you see Annabelle finishing marrying them. You see that there are some House Blue soldiers and people here as well. But you guys cast Pass Without Trace, correct?
Yes.
Liam, you reach into some dark part of yourself. There's like a cold, minty blast of air, and you guys are just watch like the shadows congregate around you. We're gonna do a group stealth check here. So the way group checks work is we just need half of the people to succeed, which in this case means 3 out of 5 people need to succeed on this stealth check. I know the passive perception of the people on board the ship. So you guys go ahead and roll a stealth check.
If we get plus 10 to our stealth for Pass Without a Trace, does that count for all of us?
That counts for all. You're gonna add plus 10 to the roll.
Thank God.
You're gonna
25.
Group checks cannot be rolled with advantage, so you're.
I was gonna say I roll with disadvantage because I have plate. Can I use sprinkle to just cancel
You're
it?
gonna cancel it. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Okay.
I got a 23.
23.
25.
25.
Fucking
19.
12.
I get plus 10,
Plus 10.
31.
Sorry,
everyone.
29.
29. Okay.
I didn't have the
cool.
plus 10.
Even with the, I'm gonna say, like just Amathar, you just like pick Theo up so he stops moving, and you're just like,
Shut up. Shut up.
It's fine. They'll think it's something banging into the boat. It's
No,
just
they
metal.
won't. No, they won't.
It's just metal.
cool. So what is your guys' strategy? Because it is daylight. What's your guys' strategy for getting into the ship? Are you gonna try to just go like up the ropes, or are you gonna try to get into the like cargo?
I just really wanna dive into the
We can't.
bay. And then
I
get
think
in
let's
that
try to
way.
get into the
Let's
cargo.
get into the
I think
cargo.
cargo.
Yeah.
Just
Cool.
wanted to feel the pulp bay.
Awesome. You guys don't appear to be spotted on your way down. I mean, it's a busy Ducks Busy Harbor. You have this like weird magical aura around you. Just go ahead and give me I need a strength check to just open one of the crates up.
Nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Amathar, you go over. All these crates are like nailed down, ready for cargo. You just get your just your fingers and just pull up all the nails.
Everybody in.
You guys go in. You have to kick out a bunch of. Do you go for one of the like supply and equipment crates or one of the food crates?
Which ones? What kind of does it look like food that is being stored for a long time, or does it look like food that people are going to access like right now? Like, is it stuff they're going to take back to the Dairy Islands?
Give me a perception check.
If there's a toilet paper one, I'll go in that.
Whichever one is the heaviest, because we're heavy.
That makes sense. So go ahead and give me a perception check, if you'd be so kind.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. 18.
Yeah, you look at one. There is a big, heavy one that is full of fresh drinking milk, like what the dairy sailors would drink on their way.
Okay.
Because you can't just drink out of the ocean.
Got it.
So you could kick some of those out, and it would be a very heavy crate that you guys could
Great.
hide in.
And then once we get in, I'd like to go into Yak's consciousness and circle so I can see what's going on.
Incredible. You see Yak sort of preens his old feathers and takes off. It goes way the hell up. Nobody can see a little Candian falcon flying overhead. You guys get into this big crate.
And I think I'll leave Sprinkle outside because that's a good idea. So if I hear anything, I'll.
Cool. Go ahead and give me a stealth check for Sprinkle. He's still got Pass Without Trace as well.
Okay, come on, please. Oh, great. Would his dex be the same as mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so he got a 24.
Awesome. You guys get in a crate. About 10 minutes later, I'm gonna say, so Sprinkle just like inchworms up the gangplank like a little weird animal. You sort of feel Sprinkle in your head going, go hide somewhere.
He's having fun.
Yak flies overhead. You hear joyous cheering. Yeah, I now pronounce you man and wife. Cheer. You hear the noise of steps coming down the gangplank. In Lacra. And you hear Stilton Curdeau speak to Primsy Coldbottle and say, my wife, my darling, I shall be behind you, holding you in the center of my heart. You see, she says, right, Yar, I know you have to stay as captain of your boat, but I shall see you back in Lacrimore. I'm so glad the Pontifex saw fit to allow us to be together. You hear a little gentle kiss on the lady, on the Duchess Primsy's hand, and Stilton walks away with. You hear him walking away with with his House Blue soldiers. Primsy goes back on the gangplank. You hear Sir Maurice Bree go, right, look, has anyone seen eyes on Manta Ray? He should have posted up by now.
Can I message him? You don't need line of sight for message.
Okay, yeah, you can message him.
Can I message him? Manta Ray is captured. Castle Candy, the House of Rocks has fallen. All is lost. Help.
You hear him go silent,
In Lacra.
In Lacra. Ooh, you hear a voice come back and say, "Who now speaks to me and how?"
A friend.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
20, not now.
You see, he says, "Where is spirit? Where is Manta Ray being held?"
In the cathedral.
If what you say is true, I will know that the spirits of the wide sea speak to me now. If what you say is false, I shall find the witch that has cast this spell. If anything has befallen Manta Ray, I will hold it over your head.
You're a good man.
Okay, I'm gonna do, this is such a cool move. I'm gonna do a roll in front of the board with advantage. You guys want, I'm gonna say an 11 or higher, definitely. A 15 or higher means very good things. Okay, 12.
12. All right.
It's a little bit higher.
Yeah.
That's kind of our luck. Remember your two
Yeah.
nat ones?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take an 11 or higher.
The ship is held for some time. You hear a voice. You guys are actually brought on board the ship, and you are deep in the cargo hold, so you can hear anything. Yak and Sprinkle overhear stuff, and I'm going to bend the familiar rules a little bit just to allow you guys to hear what happens on the deck of the ship. Sprinkle hidden away in the shadows, and Yak circling overhead. Hear Annabelle shouting angrily, going, "Right, will someone tell me where the hell Morris and Manta Ray are? We're gonna lose the tide if we don't set sail right now." You hear a messenger come up and start talking to her, and the messenger goes like, one of her sailors goes, "My lady, the Emperor is dead, and Candia has declared war. The King Amathar is a false king. He's been exiled from the church, and Duke Joran Jawbreaker rules in Candia." You see, Annabelle is just stunned and says, "What does this mean?" She says, "I don't know. There is no one atop the Concordant throne. The Concord hangs in the balance in open war with Candia." Annabelle says, "What do we do?" And you see that she turns to look at Primsy. Primsy looks at Annabelle and goes, "Right, as Duchess of Lacrimore, we should, our allies in Candia, if we were to, the Concord prevents, and you see that she just starts shaking. Annabelle goes over, puts a hand on her. Another sailor walks up and says, "My lady," you see there is a stained with like a deep yellow curdled milk, which you recognize as blood. A letter comes up and says, "My lady, from Sir Bree." And she opens the letter, looks at it, and says, "We need to leave at once. Anchors up, away. Lower the sails." And you guys feel the ship begin to move and head out to open water, or open milk in this case. How long do you guys stay in a box on a sailing ship?
An hour. I feel like an hour
Yeah.
before.
We're cramping.
Yeah.
You guys are very smart to have said an hour, because about 30 minutes later, the ship is boarded by Imperial soldiers. You hear the voice of Imperial, Vegetanian, and Ceresian soldiers march through the hold. They walk over. You hear the voice of Commander Grassini say, "Here, in these barrels, check these barrels. How about here, in these crates?" You see that you hear Captain Cheddar say, "Right,
these crates are nailed down. You'd have to be an ogre to open one of these, all right? No one could have gotten into these. Here, try your best to pry one open. You see that Grassini tries to open one. Absolutely can't. And Annabelle says, you're gonna keep us past our point of sale. We'll have to go back in harbor for the night if you open every one of these crates. Grassini says, all right, they are impossible to open. Check the barrels, leave the crates. And Grassini and his soldiers take off, and you are not found. 30 minutes after that, you feel the sharp rolls of the coastal waters give way to a little bit smoother sailing as Annabelle finds a current out on the open sea and begins to head west and north out of Pulp Bay. As she begins sailing, what do you guys do in this crate? Yak is like just soaring on the wind. It's like mid-afternoon now.
Great. So I can see that there's no other ships coming to deal with us. We're out on the high seas.
It looks like there are a couple ships sailing far behind you that look like other dairy ships.
Okay.
You see that there are probably like 7 or 8 House Cheddar ships, probably like 2 House Blue ships, 2 ships of like House Camembert, another 2 ships of House Rogue Fortress, but like a little dairy fleet, escorting the Duchess out of Pulp Bay.
How many people are on the, can we see through Sprinkle or Yak, how many people are on our deck?
This is a smaller sailing ship. This is like the Duchess's personal ship. It's a very fast ship, so it's not like a huge man-o-war. Truly, a lot of man-o-wars take a tremendous amount of like time and money to make, and a lot of Derry's fleet was destroyed 20 years ago, and in that time they've been very poor, so they haven't made that many left. So a lot of the Derry's navy are like smaller ships that got converted to military ships from being like merchant vessels or other things like that. So mostly it's a fleet of smaller ships. In terms of crew on this ship, it probably could hold a couple dozen. Right now, realistically, it's being sailed by a dozen sailors and soldiers.
Cool. I guess we'll pop out of
Yeah.
the box.
I like those odds, even if they're bad guys, 5 of us versus 12 of them. I think we can do it.
All right. So
5 very injured ones of us.
yes.
And Primsy's on here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Primsy's on here.
I think that we should go out.
Onto the deck? I think we should call somebody down.
No.
You think we should call somebody down? I can call somebody. I can call Primsy down.
Or maybe we just wait and see
I mean,
somebody.
We don't know where they're going. They could be going to the Dairy
Well,
Islands, and then we have to
exactly,
get
and I
from
feel
there to Candia.
I feel like everything we heard and saw through the 2 of you was positive. I mean, they don't seem to have.
Can I do like stealthily try to go and get the letter that she received to find out what that reads as?
Ooh.
I mean,
If you do that, I should do that because I can pickpocket her.
Oh, great, cool. And you have +10 to your stealth. So.
Right.
How long does Pass Without Trace last?
An hour.
I mean,
Okay, so it's faded by now. You'd have to cast it again.
I feel like we either call somebody up,
Yeah.
call somebody down, or walk up. Do you want to vote?
I think we should not walk up.
All right,
Well,
then
then
call
I'll-
somebody down.
Can I call Primsy down? Can I use message?
Sure. What's the range on
It's
message?
120 feet.
Yeah, you can do it. The ship is probably like about like 60 or 70 feet long and like 20 to 30 feet wide.
Great.
So yeah, message can hit anybody on the ship.
Great.
Um,
Should I message Primsy or Annabelle?
It's a good question. It is possible that we've been suspicious of Stilton
I don't
Cordeaux.
trust him at all.
It could just be the same type of cheese that attacked us. It could be somebody from his house.
But,
Right.
I mean, the last thing it felt like Primsy said was questioning, not certain.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, we might as well check with Annabelle. We could always knock her out if she doesn't
Well,
want
could we call Annabelle down here and just have you meet her, Amathar, and have a conversation between you
Well,
and the
but-
4 of us are hiding?
Jet has a better relationship with her than
But
I think Primsy's the way to
I
go.
agree.
Primsy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Primsy's
Can
gonna be able to
Primsy
help
change
us.
the direction of the boat? Primsy would
It's
have to
Primsy's
convince
ship.
Annabelle
Primsy's
anyway.
ship, and she's the Duchess.
It doesn't sound like
Primsy
she's
would
doing a
need
good
to
job.
say a couple confident sentences in order
Yeah.
to tell people
I'll
where to
call
go.
Annabelle.
Yeah, right? I say it's just Amethar meeting here and have it be, war leader to war leader this
Well, but
conversation.
I'm messaging them so she'll know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think that. She didn't strike me as someone who was suspicious of witchcraft.
Annabelle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She
think so
may be
too.
more open-minded.
I don't think she's suspicious of witchcraft. I don't know why she wants Stilton Cordeaux, who I got the vibe was possibly involved in the cheese attack on the road.
Yeah.
She's for some reason involved with him. Or maybe she just really cares about Primsy Cold Bottle and wants her to
If
get
they're-
married.
Why don't I just go up there and just be a hostage?
That's wild. I'm calling
If
Primsy.
they're my favorite enemy, I get advantage on checks on them.
Yeah.
Can I try to do a check?
What type of skill would you like to use?
Let's see. I get.
Well, it's on all intelligence-based checks. So
Okay, yeah.
So this could be history, it could be religion, it could be nature, it could be whatever.
I'm wondering between Primsy and Annabelle who we should pick. So can I do an intelligence check on?
Yeah, go ahead and just make a flat intelligence check with advantage.
Okay, cool.
Well, counterpoint, Annabelle was dethroned.
Yeah.
10 or 11.
10 or 11. Okay. And you're okay, 10 or 11. You were so blasted drunk when you were interacting with them, and Annabelle, you saw yell at Theo and you. So I think your insight is like Annabelle is mad, and Primsy you talked to when you were drunk. And I think that you are probably in an equal boat to the rest of you guys, no pun intended, where, you guys know where you stand with like the church and the Vegetanians and Fructera and all that. The Dairy Islands are a real coin flip for you guys. And I think that you're not going to find the information you need to be confident in a choice. There is a leap of faith aspect here.
I am a bastard. I could go up there and say that I'm angry at King Amethar for lying to me and I snuck on their boat.
I'm gonna message Primsy and I'm gonna ask her to come down here.
Right.
Okay. We were all just spitballing. I was just spitballing.
100%. Great idea.
No,
We'll
I
brainstorm it.
see you, I hear you, I'm doing something different.
Okay.
We can at the very least ask Primsy where we're going.
Yes.
Yeah. I cast message on Primsy,
Cool.
and I say, Primsy, I invoke the friendship of House Candia and House Lacra. House Rocks and House Lacra.
You go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Uh, 20, not net.
You hear a voice say, Are these the fair folk? The milky spirits who dance on the waves? My nan had always said that you were real, but then the priest said you weren't. I always knew the fairies were real.
Primsy, come to the hold and I'll show you a secret.
All right. Oh, I should tell you, I'm betrothed now. So if you're
It's not
looking,
a sexual secret.
okay.
That's what I thought at first too. I was just
What?
like, excuse me.
She says, I meant more that you might have given me a unicorn, and I was like, because those only go if you're not wed,
Primsy,
right?
the hold.
I can see about them. If you're gonna give me a unicorn, okay. You see, she says, can I bring my cousin Annabelle? Or all right, oh, this is scary. All right. Oh, this is scary. Can I bring a lantern?
Yes, you may bring it up.
Oh, I'm gonna go below decks. Oh, this is scary. This is very exciting. You see,
Well, she's dumb. I didn't track her as dumb before.
Yes.
She's not dumb. She's just
She's
young.
young,
And
but
fanciful.
60.
We're the same age.
16.
You guys, so you see that you feel a little light coming through the cracks of the crate, and you hear Primsy's voice out loud saying, "Spirit, I am the Duchess Primsy Coldbottle of the House of Cheddar, Duchess of Lacrimore and the Dairy Islands.
Can we break out of the crate waving the things, the milk, silk?
I send
Flags that
I
she
send a
gave us.
message first, and I say, "Don't scream, no matter what you see."
Oh my god, that's so threatening.
I'm gonna need a persuasion check with disadvantage. If you
Because that is the scariest sentence any of us have ever heard. Don't scream no matter what you see. That's like a movie trailer for a horror movie.
3.
Can I,
Fuck attack.
Cool. Oh yeah, what does Amathar do?
as soon as possible, I open the door.
Cool. So she hears in her head, "Don't scream no matter what you see," and a crate bursts open, and she goes,
I shoved the milk silk in her mouth.
"I'm being killed!"
You're not being killed. You're not being killed. It's us. It's us. We're friends.
Bad
Okay.
move.
You guys hear the stamping of feet as
Weapons down. I
Weapons
throw
down.
my payment day on the ground.
I tuck my weapon in my back.
I hide. Can I try to hide?
yeah, go for it.
I guess I should try to hide too.
Yeah, that's fine.
You said you were putting your weapons down.
Yeah. No, I said in my
Oh,
back.
in your back pocket. Okay. Was that?
Liam rolled in that one.
That one. Okay. You just flatten and your body's kind of floating in the bilge milk. Yeah, you're actively weeping and can't hide. You see 12 sailors and Annabelle come thundering in, weapons drawn. Annabelle looks and says,
We invoke the ancient concord between Candia and the Dairy Islands.
Hey, it's us, the princesses. You gave us this?
Yeah, we're friends, remember?
Don't you remember I gave you that cheese board? That
"Right now you're 5 stowaways. Wanted fugitives, endangering myself, my crew, and my Duchess. Wanted by the Imperial Army."
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Give me a persuasion check.
What did you say?
Pretty cool, huh? That's a 21.
She holds her saber at you. Right, that's pretty cool. She takes out a letter and says, "This is a letter from Sir Morris Bree, saying that a spirit spoke to him and told him where Manta Ray Jack was. Right now, he's hiding out in the city, having rescued Manta Ray."
Oh, thank
So
goodness.
good to hear.
I tried to save him, but I dropped
So you-
my thieves' tool.
So you're taking credit for this. You're a spirit.
I messaged her. Yeah, bitch.
She drops it and stumbles backwards, amazed. You, in the middle of fleeing, gave a message to Sir Morris to save Manta Ray.
Yes, he was a good man. He is a good man. I wanted to save him. I tried to, but it was too late.
Lepan died, and so did my best friend, Preston.
Primsy walks over and puts her arms around you and takes you into a deep hug. There. I am so sorry for the loss of your Chancellor and of your noble steed. She looks up at Annabelle. Annabelle looks down at her. I think I'm going to actually ask for a group persuasion check right now. I just want you not, no one's saying anything, just you guys standing there.
9.
21.
12.
7.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
I got a 21.
You guys are bloodied and a mess. Annabelle sort of glares at you, Theo, looks around and says, "Of all the ships you could have stowed away on, why the Colby?" I'll be very clear. The Dairy Islands can do nothing to save Candia.
We're not asking you to do anything. We just need to get to the Great Stone Candy Mountains.
By helping you, we declare war on every kingdom in Calorum.
Please don't make us make you.
Nobody needs to know.
Please don't make me. Understand here, I know you might be some kind of witch or sorceress. The rumors about how things go in Candia are far and wide on the open sea. Now, you might get to me before my sword gets to you, but understand that my crew will finish what I start. And if it doesn't, then you'll be here with a bunch of dead sailors on the open sea, and it won't be very long before you find the end you're trying to avoid.
We mean
You're
no
right.
violence.
Your daughter might.
I don't.
She doesn't.
I'm just scared.
We're all scared. It's been a crazy day. And we came to this ship because of the history that our people have of the war. And every day I regret listening to my father and not being there for the Dairy Islands when we should have been. And we aim to find the man who helped you when you were in need and support him in protecting Candia.
He's my dad, and I need to get back there so that we can go fucking kill that carrot.
Annabelle puts her hand through her hair. I mean, you look at Annabelle and Primsy and see two people that are looking at an array of terrible options. You see that she looks and says, King Jawbreaker came to the defense of the Dairy Islands when no one else would. Prince Liam, you have our respect. And I know at least that you had the decency to see a good sailor saved.
I'm now a war guy.
Well, war has a funny way of making us all war guys, I suppose. We're not Imperial troops, and we don't need to do the Empire's dirty work. So we're not going to fight you, we're not going to execute you, we're not going to do anything like that because it's not our place nor our task. However, any aid we provide to you could be construed as an act of war against the Concord, so you understand how our hands are tied. Aye? Seeing as we can no longer take the course we were planning because we are down 1 crate of drinking milk, we will make the fastest course for Lacrimore. You will be our guests and our prisoners until such time as we arrive at Lacrimore, where we will assemble the Council of the Duchess to decide then what is to be done. Can this be agreed upon by all parties?
I don't see that we have a choice.
I don't see that we have one either.
I hope you understand why we put you in this position.
Somewhere, a bloody Sir Morris Bree is hanging on to that rascal Jack. And that's thanks to you. You see, Primsy speaks up and says, and I am married to the love of my life because of you. If you'd not given Annabelle that boon, then I could not be wed to my sweetheart.
I think Annabelle would have won it either way.
Annabelle looks at you and says, flattery will get you nowhere, but I do appreciate it.
Okay. So it got me a little somewhere.
You see, she shakes her head and says, right, well, we're all doomed. Let's see, these prisoners are taken to some finer quarters, fed and clothed, and we don't need any chained hands on a moving ship, so I trust that you will stay by our side until this can be resolved in a fair and just manner.
Thank you.
All right. get them fed. Hits the wall of the ship, and you guys go upstairs.
Can I talk to Amithar and Theo?
Yeah, you guys, the sailors start bringing you guys out. You're walking in the hallway, and they're bringing you to rooms that have like hammocks and places to sleep, and you know there's some nicer quarters here in the ship, and they give you food. It looks like no one here is giving you guys. Everyone here is in stunned amazement because several of the largest political events of like the past lifetime since the end of the war have happened today, and everyone's just trying to like be reeling and then be like, I've got to fix the sails, you know, like doing mundane work in the middle of like madness. But yeah, you guys can talk amongst each other. You guys are in a private room again.
I feel so angry, and I don't know. I just feel obsessed with revenge, and I'm wondering if this is normal. I don't want to go to the Dairy Islands and then go to Candia.
I mean, we don't want to do that either.
No.
And with regard to what you're feeling, I mean, that for me is rage. And I would encourage you, as a potential new war guy, to figure out how you channel that and use that rather than letting it take over you. That takes time and effort, but you're a strong kid. But, I mean, you've had a lot taken away from you, Liam.
Yeah, I have.
You see, after a little while, a dinner is held. You hear a hum from the crew up above as you guys are kind of just, you've sort of been asked to like stay in your room, which is fine because it's more comfortable anyway. But you hear a little hum from some of the sailors up above you of an old Candian sea shanty. And you see that the Duchess Primsey comes down and says, I was wondering if I could invite you to a small after-dinner tea in the captain's quarters. I sleep in the captain's quarters in a bunk bed with my cousin, so but you know, because I'm not really the captain. The ship is mine, but it's not. It's mine.
We would love to.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I love your ship.
The Colby, she's great. It's nice, you know. It's funny because she's mine in the harbour, but then when we're at sea, it's Annabelle's. So it's sort of like we share, which is nice.
That's nice. That's yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
The Duchess takes you into her quarters where there's a lovely little milk tea. It's a little sweet, sort of honey taste in there as well. And she looks and says, I wanted to say thank you, and I don't know what it is we're going to do. And, you know, Annabelle has forsworn a lot of this sort of politics stuff. And, but there are smart people, and I think if we get back to Lagrimore, we can find a way for some of this to work. I am not going to say anything that endangers the Dairy Islands or the Concord, but I will say that I know that all of this can get so complicated, but what's not complicated is that I know that you're good people. And when we get back, you can meet Stilton, who's my new husband.
Can I peel out and try to find
Annabelle?
Annabelle?
Yeah, go for it.
Primsey, you're in charge. So what you say goes. Annabelle's not in charge.
Yeah, you're in charge.
And you could easily fix this situation
And Lord Stilton
by
isn't in
just.
charge.
But
Well-
you could easily fix the situation by just lending us a sailor and a rescue boat. and then we're out of your hair.
Row. We could even row if you got close enough to the shore.
No, you see that she immediately gets very uncomfortable. She goes, right, no, I understand. Look, I know that Annabelle's not in charge. I know that. She was next in line, but she gave that up.
Princey, you're a strong, powerful woman. Repeat it after me.
I am a strong, powerful woman.
And you don't let anybody else tell you what to do.
I don't let anyone else tell me what to do. Sloshing milk bottle.
Yeah.
Because you're in charge.
I'm in charge. No, and that's what Stilton says too, and he's right about everything.
Does he have, Duchess, does your husband have enemies within his own house? Or...
No, not that I'm aware. No, why would you ask that? Do you know anything?
His house made an assassination attempt on King Amathar.
Or at least people disguised as his house.
Well, technically, people disguised as me.
Yes, but maybe it was a double disguise.
There was blue cheese on the road. Violent blue cheese.
She looks and says, she says, it's so strange. I mean, Stilton did say that I don't think he has any enemies in his house. I mean, there was the wee problem of him having taken those vows when he was a youth, and then a bunch of other spaces cleared in line, and he became the heir to House Blue, which no one was sort of expecting, a lot of sort of deaths in his family. And there was also the matter of like, we had a letter from the Lady Plumbeline that said that it was likely that King Amathar was going to be named successor, but that she had spoken to her father, the Concordant Emperor, and that it was very possible that if it were no to be him and he were to turn him down, that I would be named the successor, which I was dreading because I didn't want. It's hard enough to run the Dairy Islands. Mm-hmm. But Stilton seemed very excited about the prospect of me becoming the Concordant Empress.
What is your cousin's relationship with Stilton?
She's told me, well, when he first started to court me, she called him a stinking little squib and said that I should have nothing whatsoever to do with him. But I am a strong woman, and I said that he was very sweet and cordial, so I liked him. She didn't like him at first, but I told her that it would make me happy, and so she got behind it, I suppose.
Can I do an insight check into this stuff?
Go for it.
Not very good. 9.
Okay.
8.
I'll do one as well. That one. She's lying.
Yeah, you guys don't read anything on her. She just goes, she says, right, but, Annabelle quieted down when I told her that I had my heart set on him. And now that we're wed and Stilton is now the Lord Consort Cheddar, and will sit by my side in Lacrimore, a little bit of an upgrade for Lord Blue. Annabelle will have to get used to taking orders from him, I suppose. So
No. She takes orders from you.
no, of course, me first. Of course, he's the Lord Consort, and only in the event of that will pass to our children when we have them one day, and or in the event if anything were to happen to me, he of course would inherit the throne.
Right. Duchess, just to kind of do the math out loud. We were attacked by some blue soldiers on the road. You have married the Lord Consort, who will become the king if something were to happen to you, just be careful around.
Hey, Theobald,
Yeah.
not on our wedding day.
Go ahead and give me a charisma check. A little persuasion check. Is that a 2? Hey, shout out to the 2 crew.
Oh, why this crossover? Of all the NADPOD crossovers, why rolling a 2? So many things. Watch this. Can I get a redo? My God.
Start from.
She gets up and says, I think tea has rather been ruined. And
All these milk people fucking hate me.
you see, she says, right now, my husband is sailing in his flagship, the Dairy Air. And
Is it behind us?
it is. And I think I'm going to go up to the crow's nest and wave a sweet hello to my husband, separated as we are on our wedding day. And you have a good evening. And think about maybe how to be more polite in the future. And I'm a strong woman, and so I'll say this to you. You're a nutter. And she,
Theobald is shocked and horrified. That is the meanest thing she's ever said.
Yeah, well,
And
you need to stop
she
being
called me a
mean to
nutter.
such people. These
First
people are
you
not giving you
threatened her
sass, all
inside
right?
her head.
She was not giving. I agree.
Can
Hey,
I
do not label
stealth?
this as
I want to
sass,
stealth
all
behind
right?
her. I don't trust her going up on that crow's nest. I feel like someone's gonna kill her.
Okay, cool. You stealth up. Give me a stealth check.
Yeah, do we have free reign of the ship?
That's 20.
That's
Now
one.
I get a fucking actual good roll this entire fucking season.
God.
Motherfuck me.
You're a fucking shadow. You go find Annabelle, Liam. What do you say? Annabelle's up on the deck of the ship. She's at the helm.
Hello, Annabelle. Your haircut looks fresh, and it's really masculine yet feminine in a way that's strong yet tender.
Give me a charisma check with advantage.
A 16. 14. I have -2 to charisma.
she goes, right, well, that's what I was going for, so I appreciate that.
Hell yeah. Look, we got fucking creamed. We were in the cathedral and people poured in trying to kill us. We were completely set up. As you know, I lost my best friend, and we just don't have time to go to the Dairy Islands. We need you to drop us off at the Great Stone Candy Mountain. I'll have my dad, Yorn Jawbreaker, personally thank you and shake your hand and sign anything that you want him to sign. He's got a lot of merch. He's got a lot of books about Kama Sutra. And between him and his partners' partners, there are over 35 sexy singles of any sexuality or gender that you could desire. And you would get eaten alive, upside down by that group because they would find you so attractive. Eaten alive, Annabelle. They would turn you inside out and eat you alive.
Can I hex Annabelle just to give her disadvantage on whatever throw she's about to make?
I will allow Hex to give Liam here. I think that you get advantage for boldness and disadvantage for madness here. Give me a straight persuasion check.
Okay.
Come on.
For
She looks at you and says, just stand still, all right? She got rolled a nat 20 and a nat 1 with the disadvantage that you gave her. Misses horribly in a slap as you lean back because she stumbles as she looks behind her. She looks behind her and says, "Wait, what's that?" She takes out a spyglass, makes a perception check, and says, "Strange." And she goes and walks off the deck.
I follow her.
Am I up in the crow's nest with Annabelle? With,
yes,
Primsy?
with Primsy, yes, you
Do I
are.
see anything? Ship or anything like that?
You see,
Pirates?
yeah, you see some ships. Just give me a perception check.
Does this
14.
Yeah, you see that as you guys are sailing, I'm also going to need we're actually going to do a Box of Doom roll here in a role-playing episode real quick.
I'm sorry. What?
Real quick, gang, sorry, 1 second.
It was a crazy day. A lot of changes going on.
Yeah, we're about to go into a fight
It's
with
truly so
such
funny how
low
much the milk
HP.
Right, dude.
people hate me.
Okay,
Right.
we're going to roll some luck checks right now. I need one of you guys to give me some luck checks.
Lou's been rolling really
Murph?
hot.
I need some luck checks.
No, he's giving him the opportunity to grow. This is growth.
Murph, I believe in you.
I think this is good. You've been
So
hot.
I'm gonna need 3 luck checks in a row.
I love you, Murph.
love
no
you,
matter
Murph.
what.
This is all good.
7,
I like you, Murph. I really like
I like you a lot.
16,
Great.
Back to love.
Back to love.
14.
I'm gonna say I love you, Murph. I'm gonna say I love
Yeah.
you.
All right.
Growth.
Average.
That's growth.
That's
That's,
growth.
like,
That's
that's like a 12 average. Which
Yeah,
is
it's pretty good.
huge for
Plus
me.
Yeah, that's
10, baby.
higher than average.
Yeah.
So those last 2 rolls, you guys see a up and alert crew of Cheddar sailors on the deck, which is great. You also see the as you sort of round into the Yogurt Shoals. You're sort of looking out, sailing behind you. You look out and see that all of the other ships have sailed off in a different direction, except for the 2 House Blue ships. That first roll, however, you hear a crack of thunder. And little droplets of milk begin to rain down from on high as the wind picks up. Annabelle shouts up and says, "Hey, Primsy, you better get down from there!" And as the ships begin to approach, I need to know where everybody is. So Amithar and Thea, you guys are still below decks, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the deck.
You're on the deck.
I'm up
you were
in the
up
crow's
with Primsy, that's correct?
I'm definitely just I'm just away from everyone. Just
You see,
with Amithar.
Primsy calls down and says, "It looks like the rest of our fleet has sailed off. I'm not sure." You hear, and as the House Blue ships begin to close, you see arrows firing from the House Blue ships on to.
I cover Primsy.
You see that the ships begin to catch up. Annabelle starts to shout, "Lower the sails! Full speed! Full speed!" And you see that the famously fast Colby has some damaged sails and is not sailing at full speed. Annabelle gives the call. The 2 ships begin to come up alongside. One of them rams, as the sailors start going crazy, one of them rams the side of the Colby, and you feel the ships, the House Blue ships, have something under their keels. You hear a horrifying groan deep under the water and hear a rush of milk going into the prow of the ship. The front of the Colby snaps, you're all almost thrown, and the Colby's front goes deep under the yogurt. I am going to need all of you to roll initiative.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Oh no.
Can we say? Are we? Can that? We haven't taken a long rest.
Sorry.
Can it be a short
It's
rest?
a short rest.
that we did in the hole.
It's a short rest.
Right.
Well, our beleaguered heroes are taking a short rest. Tune in next week for another episode of Crown of Candy.
What?
Someone killed my best Friend.
Jesus.
For 10 years, I only had one friend.
You hear Primsy screaming up in the crow's nest. You hear Annabelle shouting orders. The ship is going down. Captain! Captain! Ice Blue! They're attacking! Hold on to the rigging! Hold on!
Kill some dudes and also to take the ship.
I can do that.
Crash as the wood shatters. Peppermint bolt boom, through the head.
Let's go. 2 war guys.
Listen to the yogurt bear.
Come on.